Well, I guess we're gonna start with a story um, where the journey of my guitar playing started. I think most of us Gen X or older generation players, we had aspirations to play guitar in our teen years. You know, the whole dream of being a rock star. We're gonna be famous one day, yay, and play big arenas, lots of fans, all that stuff. But in reality, for most of us, we lack the discipline or uh, maybe financial backing and support from family or whatever or even just the support in general for you to keep trying. Uh, so, I mean, I did have a guitar when I was 17, 18, somewhere in there, maybe. I didn't know how to do anything. I just fucked around on it like most of us. And then I put it down, and some years later, I bought some Ibanez S series. Oh man, beautiful guitar. I still can't find what model that was. It was like this dark red wood grain sunburst type thing with gold hardware. Uh, the only thing I don't like about it now, now that I know more about guitars, was the triple single coil setup, like your traditional Strat is. And I ended up pawning that off because I had it for a year or so, and I never really messed with it, obviously. So I have, $500-$600 guitar or whatever if you're not playing it. And then a number of years later, I guess in my mid 20s or so, my little brother got a little cheap, like, first act guitar kit, him with a chord book or whatever in it. And I started actually trying to shape, some of the open chords. And when I seen I was actually able to do it, I started playing for a little while. And then I ended up buying my own guitar, which y'all seen in one of my videos where I have the black Epiphone. I think it was a Goth edition or something like that. I had that for a few years. But again, I played for a few months, but not really doing anything but messing with the open chords and, just playing around, noodling. And then I ended up losing it to a pawn shop, in financial stress. You know how it goes. Alright, so I guess in my 30s, early 30s, like 31, 30, 31, 32, somewhere in there, uh, I was working full time, making really good money with a family member. And I said, fuck it, my birthday was coming up, and I went out and bought me a Les Paul because I would always love Les Pauls. Man, they're beautiful guitars to me. They really are. But honestly, they're not. I really don't like playing them now that I've learned how to play. I just really don't like the feel of them. I still think they're beautiful guitars, though. But so I bought the guitar and an amp, which I think was just another BS Line 6. I mean, how many of us done that? Cheap gear to get us started and start playing, right? And then some shit happened. I'm not really gonna go into all that. But I ended up having to take it all back to the store and return it, and I got most of my money back, which was surprising. Like, that's how quick I turned around after buying a Les Paul. It was less than a month. And then I left the state for a while, and life happened. Like all the crazy stuff that happens at some point in life, right? Well, in my late 30s, I get introduced to Rocksmith, and by somebody, and I started seeing it on like streams on what's that website called now? Twitch. There we go. And I was like, man, maybe I should try this out. This looks like it might be a viable way for me to learn. So I went out and bought I got a Shecter Damian uh, FR series. And I bought it from a pawn shop, $200. Ain't in the greatest shape. I mean, it's in pretty rough shape now. It needs a lot of work. I need to tear the bridge apart, clean it real good, put it back together, clean the potentiometers on the volume and tone knob. Uh, it needs a fret job sometimes soon. Uh, I mean, despite all that, it's a decent playing guitar. I mean, I love the shit out of it. I played it hard for 2.5 years or so. But back to the story here. I bought the guitar and started playing Rocksmith, and I was like, oh shit, I might actually be able to do this. You know what I mean? And it started off a little rough at first, but you know, not too horribly bad once I kind of got what you had to do with the game. And I played for, like I said, a solid 2.5, maybe 3 years. Like, not just practicing songs, I was doing jam session stuff and like following all the like little mission things that they have for you, where you play with such and such band, you do such and such, you know, da 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 da. So I was always doing that. And then every so often when I got, you know, wore out of playing songs, I would go into session mode and just like choose whatever scale I wanted to practice and choose the backing band, you know, what kind of shit that you wanted on there. I mean, that only goes so far, but it's pretty cool. And then I set it down again for a while, man. I got a really good job. I think in the time that all that was going on, I had a lot of free time on my hands. And then I got a job. And then that job did not make playing the guitar every day feasible at all. The space was limited. The time was limited. So I didn't touch it again for 8 years. And about November of 2025, I think, I threw down and bought the PRS Mark Holcomb, a little orange 35 RT, and then I bought a HeadRush Prime board and all the cabling associated in order to play and, you know, go through the FX loop and everything. And I've been playing since then. But the craziness is, I mean, at first when I picked it back up here recently, I stumbled a lot. Like a lot of the stuff that I used to be able to play a long time ago, I can't really play hardly anymore. Like I struggle with it. But I think it's just because at this point I really have no interest in it, man. I just want to learn to play. I want to find myself as a guitarist. You know, I want to play other people's shit. I mean, it's fun. I mean, that's why we started. We always wanted to play all the songs we loved. But at this point, I just kind of want to play my own thing. And that's when I found Wiki Loops. And I started doing all the backing track stuff. And man, the progression in it, and just a few videos that I had found, you know, that kind of opened my eyes, because I always struggled with moving up and down the neck. Like, I was always kind of in that box, and I could maybe move a little bit, but very little. And yeah, between Wiki Loops and a recent like music theory video I watched, just kind of, I don't know, man, it just clicked. Kind of. I mean, it's not that I know what scale I'm in or exactly where all the notes on the neck are. If I thought about it, I could tell you where the notes are and shit, man. I mean, I've learned enough to do that, but I have to, you know, stop and thinking, like, so it's not like in my head where I can just see it. But I am noticing that I'm hearing more with the improv videos. That's what I'm loving, man. Like, I'm feeling where I want to go and where it should go in tonality and note-wise, at least for me. And looking back on it, man, I'm just blown the fuck away, honestly. Sorry. And that's it, man. If y'all want to keep up with the journey, we're going to keep making stuff and keep watching the progression. Comment, like, and subscribe.